This is the SWOPS tutorial for SwapMyMood. Let's say I'm having a stop moment. The first step in problem solving is recognizing there is a problem to solve. This requires a stop moment. When you say to yourself, "Stop, is there a problem?" Stopping also allows us to think about how to solve the problem rather than launching right into action. Anytime you are having a stop moment, you can open SwapMyMood and tap SWOPS. There are a number of situations that can indicate you are having a stop moment, such as anytime you need to make a decision, anytime you need to plan ahead, anytime you need to deal with something unexpected, something goes wrong, you are overwhelmed, confused, or don't know what to do, you experience distress, like getting upset, anxious, or angry, or even sad, or just have a very strong, intense emotion, and anytime you cause distress or harm to others. Sometimes when problems occur, we can have trouble thinking. It may help to use a few strategies to calm your mind and body before trying to solve a problem. If this sounds like a good idea to you, you can enter a few strategies on this screen that you think would be helpful to be reminded of during a stop moment. You don't have to do this every time you SWOPS. Once you enter these strategies here, they will appear on the screen the next time you use the app. You can also review or edit your stop strategies by accessing them from the Settings menu. For example, I might enter deep breathing. And also, look at a picture of my dog. You can see now that both of those strategies have been added to the list. So if I go back and then re-enter, they are listed. When you're ready to go to the next step, just tap SWOPS. In this step, you ask yourself, what's the problem? And should you try to solve it? Here, you also have the option to do an emotion cycle to understand all parts of the problem. For now, we will use SWOPS without the emotional cycle. To learn how they work together, you can watch the extended SWOPS tutorial. Let's say I got into my car to go to work this morning, but my car wouldn't start. So I recognized something was wrong and unexpected, and I stopped. My problem is my car won't start. Options. In this step, the goal is to brainstorm and list as many different ways to solve the problem as possible. Remember not to spend time or energy on judging ideas just yet. Enter anything that comes to mind. Call an Uber. Ask a friend for a ride. Call out sick. So in this case, I wouldn't go to work at all. And if I'm feeling particularly upset, I might think, I just want to set the car on fire. Once I've come up with all of the options I can think of, I'm ready to move to the next step. Pick and plan. Now I will think about which steps get me the most satisfactory outcome, and then pick the steps I will take by removing steps that may not be helpful. I can also consider whether each option is worth the cost, if there is a cost involved. Here, I'm going to decide that setting my car on fire is really not the best option. Nor is calling out sick. I think I'll leave it in this order so that I ask a friend for a ride first and then call an Uber as a backup. If I wanted to change the order though, I could tap and switch the order. The last step is to consider whether I'm satisfied with my plan. Here, it's important to consider the big picture and whether I have met my needs or will meet my needs and feel confident that I chose the solutions that are best for me and planned actions that are in line with my goals and values. If I'm not satisfied, I can hit the back button and repeat the steps. Or I can just select no, and that will take me back to step 3 to do some more brainstorming. If I'm not sure if I'm fully satisfied, perhaps I want to carry out my plan before deciding, I can select maybe or I don't know yet. This will give me the option to be reminded to come back and rate this answer later. And if I am satisfied, I can select yes and select the reasons why. Then I can hit save, and that's how you SWOPS in SwapMyMood.